Welcome to the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Monday, November 16th. Over the last 2 weeks, we've seen storms move across the Great Basin and bring precipitation, especially to the northern half of the region, but also have brought some precipitation to parts of southern Utah. This precipitation has been above normal in areas of northern Nevada and also over parts of Idaho into Wyoming and even the higher terrain of Utah. Looking at our new snowfall over the last 72 hours, you can see the new snowfall across much of Nevada up into Idaho, Wyoming, and the higher terrain of Utah, with lighter amounts in the Sierra. And then our snow depth is indicated here on the right. You can see the deepest snow is located up north across parts of Idaho into Wyoming and the northern part of Utah. Our satellite image from this morning shows a ridge of high pressure dominating the Great Basin, fairly weak but enough to keep our temperatures about 5 to 10 degrees above normal with generally dry conditions. But we will be watching this next trough of low pressure approach the west coast. It will bring windy conditions starting tomorrow and also some precipitation, especially to northern and western areas of the basin by the middle of the week. So looking at the weather pattern for later today, again, that ridge is still in place with generally quiet conditions, maybe again some cloud cover up across Idaho, which is already in effect this morning, and we'll move across those areas, but otherwise dry conditions and generally lighter winds with poor dispersion. Looking at the winds on Monday, you can see under that ridge of high pressure, generally lighter winds across the region, and mixing heights are generally in the low to low end moderate range. As we move into Tuesday, however, this large trough of low pressure will approach the west coast, and winds will significantly be increasing, especially over parts of Nevada. And you can see on the dispersion map, dispersion will greatly improve, especially across Nevada into western parts of Utah. This will also bring some moisture into parts of Idaho and northwest Nevada and the Sierra later in the day in the form of some precipitation. So on Tuesday, again, you can see our significant increase in winds. We could easily see wind gusts above about 35 or 45 miles per hour in many areas of Nevada. Could see some stronger winds also across the Sierra front. So mixing heights will also greatly improve, good dispersion, but again, very windy conditions across the western half of the Great Basin, which will also extend into western Utah. As we move into Wednesday, we will see that trough of low pressure continue to move through the Great Basin. So again, we will see some precipitation mainly in the north in the form of showers. Most of the drier conditions will move across the southern areas. Fairly good dispersion across most of Utah into Nevada and southwest Idaho with still those breezy southwest winds. Looking at those winds, again, you can see the strongest winds on Wednesday will be located over the southern half of the Great Basin. And again, those wind gusts could be in the 35 to 45 miles per hour or higher range. So very windy conditions with this storm moving through, and then higher mixing heights, obviously, as that storm moves in. Looking at the forecast clearing index for Utah, yesterday you can see the clearing index in the first image. However, today we will see conditions deteriorate as those lighter winds remain across the area under that ridge of high pressure. But you can see on Tuesday with those stronger winds moving into western Utah, clearing indices will improve dramatically but still remain low over the rest of Utah. Looking at the forecast amounts of precipitation for the next few days, obviously starting tomorrow evening and then continuing through Wednesday into Thursday, you can see some heavier amounts into parts of the northern Sierra, but most of western and northern Nevada will generally see lighter amounts of precipitation. Up into Idaho, lighter amounts are expected in the valleys, but we will see some of that heavier precipitation in the form of some new snowfall into the central Idaho mountains and also parts of the higher terrain of eastern Idaho into Wyoming. As we move into Thursday, we will see that trough continue to push across the area, so still some breezy conditions, better dispersion over the northern half of the Great Basin, and possibly some cloud cover over parts of Utah, but most of the showers will be moving eastward across the region. On Friday, we could see some of that moisture across Utah, so we could see some showers over central and eastern Utah on Friday. Certainly some cloud cover, but we could see some lighter precipitation as well. As we move into Saturday, we have a weak ridge of high pressure starting to build in, so we will see warmer and drier conditions. Still some breezy northwest winds over southern areas of the Great Basin, so that will keep dispersion a little bit higher over southern areas on Saturday. As we move into Sunday, we have another weaker trough moving across the northern areas. Some cloud cover and some lighter precipitation is mainly expected across Idaho, but generally drier conditions further south. So with this weak trough, we also will see a brief increase in winds, so a little bit better dispersion for northern Nevada on Sunday. Looking at forecast amounts of precipitation, this is just from Thursday evening through Saturday evening, and you can see not much precipitation. Anything we will see will be weak in the form of showers. The 8 to 14 day outlook, taking us from November 23rd to the 29th, shows generally warmer and drier conditions for southern areas of the Great Basin and better chances of above normal precipitation across parts of Idaho into northern Nevada. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back on Wednesday for the latest updates.